This is how you can use AI in your agency. In this video, I'm taking a step back from systems and automations to focus on AI, something that since the release of ChatGPT in 2022 has literally taken over the world. I'll be showing you 4 different ways you can begin integrating AI into your agency to stay ahead of your competitors in 2024. AI is the future, not some cool trend or hot topic which will dissipate in a year's time. If you don't take time to get ahead of your competitors while you still can integrate some form of AI in your agency, you will get left behind. But that being said, it's not that easy. There's a lot of BS and fluff out there surrounding the word AI. I'll do my best here to keep this as actionable and relevant as possible, only giving you my honest advice and sharing the exact same frameworks we use with our clients to set up scale-proof systems. If you're new here, you'll soon find out we don't hold anything back, so we're ready to get a full solution to a massive problem in your life from a random guy on YouTube. Alright guys, so like I said in the introduction, there's a lot of fluff out there about AI. I'm going to keep this as actionable as possible and show you the actual things that we use over here at Fluxomate within our own agency, but also within all of our clients' agencies. And I'm just giving you an insight on how we use AI, getting rid of all the fluff out there which surrounds this trend at the moment. There's 4 main things that we use, but I also want to include an honorable mention, which if you watch until the end, I'll explain the different ways you can use this. I don't want to waste any of your time, so let's get straight into it. The first thing we're going to be talking about here is lead magnets. Now, I've already done a whole video on this, but just to summarize it quickly, lead magnets are an amazing thing you can do, and it's got so many benefits that they actually bring. It allows you to give your leads that initial free value completely for free and on autopilot, which in return will increase your leads' trust for you, improve your authority if you give them actually useful resources, but also qualify your leads. Your lead magnets should solve somewhat of a problem for your ideal prospect. So if someone's going through your lead magnet and doesn't find it valuable, they're either not your qualified prospect or your lead magnet sucks. Hopefully, after watching this video, your lead magnet won't suck, so it will allow you to qualify your leads and have much more qualified sales calls, saving your closers time and allowing you to keep that calendar free for actually qualified prospects. Now, there's a lot of different choices when it comes to AI and different lead magnets, but a main one that we use over at Fluxomate is something we created, which is what we call the doc magnet. Now, this is a simple 4-step automation to actually create this lead magnet, and it all starts with a form. And guys, as I'm following through this, if you want to have a live version of what we are currently using, all you have to do is check out the first link in the description to get access to this form, and you see a real example of what this looks like. All it is a form where we ask a couple questions to identify any specific pain points that my lead may have. We then send all of that form information over to AI, to a specific assistant. Then we create a document breaking down our offer and showcasing how our offer can apply to the lead specific situation. And then we share the document, which looks something like this. Once again, this is our example. It's about a 30-page document. And if we scroll down to these sections right here, these are all automatically generated. In this specific example, we're providing an optimization to their workflow. And all of this text you see here is AI generated automatically based on a specific pain points, which is quite cool. Like I said, guys, if you want a real insight on what that looks like and see it in action, just check out the first thing in the description. Complete that form, takes about 4 minutes, and then you'll get that in your email 2 minutes later. And it's a super cool tool. We spent about 40 hours putting it together. If you want more insight on how you can create something like this for yourself, I've literally dropped a whole 17-minute video going over exactly how you can set this up. This is personally one of the best lead magnets I've used, and we try to integrate some form of this in all of the clients that we work with. Like I said at the start, guys, this is not the only lead magnet. There's a lot of different options, and I wouldn't personally use this for a very cold audience. But for an audience that's slightly warmer, let's say just about to book a call, this can be a real game changer at showing your ideal prospects what your offer looks like within their business based on their specific pain points. It's a real game changer. So that's the first application of AI that we use over at Fluxomate, lead magnets. If we didn't have AI to do this, every single time someone submitted a form, we'd have to get a team member to look over the answers, generate a response, add it to the document, which will take at least 24 hours. As you can imagine, if you have about 100 inquiries coming in every single day, you'd have to hire a whole team just to do this. But with the power of AI, we can do this automatically, literally within 2 minutes, and give our leads so much free value instantaneously. So such a cool application of AI. The second application of AI I want to talk about is AI automation. Now, this is massive. It's a big part of how we integrate AI and everything we do over here at Fluxomate. Automation in itself is already extremely powerful. You can get rid of all your admin work, reduce delays, and connect different software seamlessly. And I can tell you right now, without it, Fluxomate wouldn't be where we are now because it's a big part of what we do. Just because something's good, it doesn't mean you can improve it a step further. For example, if you have the best Italian ice cream ever, on its own, it's really delicious. But if you get a warm brownie or some nice warm cookie dough and we add it together, is 10 times better. That's combination of flavors. And that's the same thing with AI. An example of that is literally the lead magnets. This is an example of AI automation. The document itself is already extremely valuable because it exactly breaks down how you can set up a skill-proof agency in my example. But adding that extra bit of personal touch and showing your prospects their specific pain points and how they can solve it using AI just makes it so much more valuable for the person reading it, that they can see real applications of how your processes work in their company. Which is why whenever we can, we do try to integrate some form of AI within automations. Now obviously this is not by force. If it works just like this combination right here, we're going to put it together to create amazing results. Now I literally have a whole course on YouTube going over different AI powered automations and how you can set them up from start to finish. I really encourage you to check this out after the video. It'll be in the description. Just to give you a quick crash course, there's three main applications of AI within your automations. The first one is assistance, and this is probably the most common one you'll find. Previously, when you're using AI in your automations, you'd have to set up long prompt. The application of AI didn't have much context. With the use of assistants, which are basically the same as GPTs just behind the scenes, you can set up these assistants that know everything about a specific task, and you can also upload a document, for example, with all the different information about that specific task or different examples of content that I can use to respond to. This is extremely valuable. Whenever we use AI within automations, we always like to create these assistants because the results you actually generate and the responses are so much better. This is probably the most common use case of AI within automations. Like I said, it speaks for itself, it's extremely powerful. The second one is vision. Now, vision is basically a function of OpenAI's API to actually analyze images. As you can imagine, there's a lot of things you can do here. So for example, if you submit an image, you can analyze it to scrape data from it, even evaluate a thumbnail, scribe a post, for example, to create a caption. There's so many things you can do. Don't get me wrong, this won't be 100% accurate all the time, but it's a great place to get some tips on different things like thumbnails, for example, and just get a second perspective to think of different ways you can actually improve it. And lastly, we have the whisper function, which is not used that much, but the whisper function basically allows you to submit a file, specifically an audio file or a video file, and basically transcribe that audio into text. What does it actually do for you? Well, let's say you have a YouTube video, for example, that you want to repurpose into a newsletter. You can easily upload a YouTube video, transcribe the text, and have it repurpose it automatically in a newsletter using the system we created earlier. Now, this is literally just an example. There's a lot of different things you can do here, such as, I don't know, analyzing competitors' content, or even transcribing sales calls and identifying different places where you messed up. It's a super cool tool, and we use it within a lot of automations. And one thing I will say, if you've used this in the past, I would highly recommend trying it again, because it has gotten a lot better since I last used it just under a year ago. Like I said, guys, that was kind of a crash course. I really recommend after watching this video, you check out this video, because I go over a deep walkthrough of how you can set these different types of automations up and kind of different use cases which may be useful for your agency. So that's two down. We've talked about lead magnets, AI automations. Now coming to the third thing, we have assistants. Now this is slightly different to the assistants I mentioned earlier, just in a sense that these are more conversational. So this is something that you can use within your Slack account, for example, or even as a GPT within ChatGPT to assist your team in any way they need. There is a ton of different things you can do here. I'll run you through a quick example of what this may look like. Let's say you make an assistant, right? And you upload a top secret document like a SOP. So you basically prompt your assistant so it's a real expert at that one specific SOP. Now, when any one of your team has a question about the SOP, they don't have to contact any team leaders about it or waste time trying to find the SOP, then go through it, find the problem. They can just have a conversation with this assistant either on Slack or as a GPT to solve the problem and make it better. Beautiful thing about AI is a bit different to Google search because it's literally conversational. So if you have a problem with something, it gives you a solution. You can ask questions about that solution. You can go back and forth. So it can provide you a guide on how to fix it. It's one of the best things about AI. And it's one of the things that actually made ChatGPT first blow up in 2022. It's literally like having a private tutor at your disposal 24/7 that knows everything about anything. So as you can imagine, incorporating something like this within your team is extremely valuable. Now, like I said, this is just an example. There's a ton of different things you can do here, especially if you have a big team. This can be a massive game changer, reducing delays that your team gets stuff to clients, for example, but also increasing your employee satisfaction because you're assisting their role and making their life easier, which in return will make them happier. A very big part of everything we do here at Fluxomate is making sure that everyone is winning. Your clients are winning, but also your team is winning. And this is one of the ways that you can make your team win, just by making their life easier. Trust me, they will appreciate this. And using an assistant, there's a lot more you can do than just conversational things. For example, you can integrate different automations within the assistant. So once you say a certain thing, they go ahead and perform a different automation. But that's a bit too complex for this video. If you want a whole other video on that, just drop a comment below and I'll record it for you guys. But there's a lot of things you can do using these assistants. Guys, before I go over the last framework and how we use AI within that, I want to talk about honorable mention, which is very, very popular right now. The only reason I have included this as one of the main points because it's something I've used in the past, but it's not part of what we do over at Fluxomate, just because we don't focus on the lead side of things. But a big part of how people are using AI right now is outreach. Whether that's IG outreach, cold calling, or appointment setters, there's a ton of different things that people are using right now quite successfully, I must say. Now, it's not something we do here over at Fluxomate at the moment. Have used the IG outreach side of things in the past. I'm not educated enough about these two to actually speak about it and talk you through how you can set up and different benefits because it's not something we do at Fluxomate. We don't really focus on the lead generation side of things, just on the operation side of things. But I know these have been extremely useful, especially when it comes to appointment setters and cold calls. Saw a video just the other day of this guy using his cold call. I think he called about 100,000 people in 24 hours and booked so many appointments. An important thing is about these models, guys, especially with appointment setters and cold callers, that it's just going to get better and better over time. So if outreach is a big part of your game, that I highly recommend learning a bit more about different tools that you can use AI within your own outreach operations to save you a lot of money, but also to reach out to more people. Now that we've gone through the honorable mention, let's go through the last way that we use AI within your agency, which is AI software. This is a bit of a touchy subject because a lot of AI software is just a repackaged ChatGPT. But with 10 new AI-powered softwares coming out every single day, it's kind of hard to go through all of that sand and find that golden speck of dust. But it does exist. As hard as it is to believe, it does exist. There's a ton of AI software which is actually extremely valuable and can provide real impact to your agency. An example of this is CapCut. Now, CapCut isn't exactly AI software, but it does have some AI aspects. My editors use it every single week to get all of my videos, cut out all of the repetitive things, the pauses, any stutters, saving them from having to go through an hour of footage, trying to find that perfect half an hour, for example. This is saving us right now 24 hours a month, which doesn't seem that much, but trust me, it's a massive game changer and just gives them more time to focus on actually editing the footage, which also saves me a bit of money because they're not spending much time on my videos. This is just an example of application of AI within a software, but there's extremely valuable software out there that can be a real game changer for your agency depending on the specific things you're looking for. I've even put together this list of 48 AI applications for agency owners. This is part of our old lead magnet. I'll share this as slowly as I can, so if you want to go through this and read it by yourself, just pause at any point, get some free value. Now, I will say that this is outdated. Well, the last time I updated this was August 2023. So since then, a lot of these companies are probably shut down, in all honesty. So don't take this as a Bible, but it is an example of different AI software. I'm currently working on a video putting together top 10 specifically for agency owners. If you want to see that, all you have to do is drop a comment below and I'll make sure to get it recorded for you guys. Alright guys, so this has been a shorter video than usual, showing you how you can actually use AI within your agency. An important thing to mention is that AI may seem like a trend, but in my opinion, I don't think it's something that's going to go away anytime soon. It's really, really changing the game. And the key word there is changing. It's not replacing anyone. It's not getting rid of anyone. It's just changing the way things are done and allowing people to really apply themselves much better. I personally think it's amazing. Obviously, there are a couple of safety regulations that need to be kept into account, especially when it comes to the video side of things and the voice duplication. Apart from that, it's something that we use literally every single day within our agency and our partners' agencies, so I could recommend it more. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. I guarantee there's no one else on YouTube dropping this much value for free. So if you want to see more videos like this, going over how you can set up a skill-proof agency and integrate AI within different aspects of your offer or service delivery, leave a like and subscribe to see more videos like this on your feed. Now, if you want to go through an example of that lead magnet I talked about earlier and access the 30+ page document going over how you can set up a skill-proof agency with specific examples of how you can optimize your onboarding process, your client journey, plus 5 specific automations built for you with step-by-step instructions on how you can actually set them up. All you have to do is check out the first link in the description. It will take you to a form. It takes about 4 minutes to fill out and you'll get access to this fully customized document to show you how you can take your current processes and optimize them to set up a skill-proof agency. And lastly, guys, if you're interested in finding out what we do, you want to save $100 a month for this scalable system that allows you to take on more clients without ruining your service delivery or profit margins, you can check out the third link in the description. I put together a quick video basically explaining how we can help you guys out. I will say that this is not for everyone. So if you're not doing more than, let's say, 30K a month, I would not recommend signing up because you won't get the most value from it. I was getting a lot of messages on Instagram asking me what I do, so I put together this free training that you can access below. If you're not at a stage yet, guys, don't worry. Please keep on making the most of all the content releasing on YouTube. This is literally the third video dropping this week, which is a record, I believe. And these videos are getting better and better. A big thing here is that we're not holding anything back. I'm trying to give you everything I know. So if you found this valuable, make sure to leave a like. And that's it from me. Thanks for watching to the end. If you apply any one of these AI applications within your agency, you'll see the difference they can make both in productivity, but also in different benefits, such as the lead magnet, for example, increasing that trust of your leads. That's it from me, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.